they're raising weakness. Like,
I think parents are a lot more caught up in wanting to be friends with their kids, opposed to being parents with their kids. Like there's gonna be a time once you raise your little human, where your little human can. We are live again, Don't Fold Podcast, episode 3. This might be probably my favorite episode because I have a dear friend of mine. Dude is a savage. Now, I'm going to let him tell his story. I'm going to let him, his story is crazy. CEO, Pool Professionals, founder of Pool Professionals, multi-million-dollar business, right?
yeah, we do. We do some work.
Multi-million-dollar business. James Cole, ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Glad to be here.
Yes.
Glad to be here. Yeah.
For sure, man. So here we're you know me.
Yeah.
We're not acting now that the cameras are on. We have these conversations.
It's just got to click into something and we'll just start going.
Every time,
so
bro.
But
here
it's going to click.
We'll keep it simple at first and just kind of tell everybody who you are, where you come from, how did you wind up from, you're a veteran.
Man, yeah, I did a lot of stuff. So, yeah, I was in the Air Force, security police, was out at Holloman Air Force Base with the stealth fighter. That was kind of cool. I left there. I went and raced motocross over in Europe, raced in Holland and Germany and Belgium. And then I came back here, worked for Southwest Gas for like a stint. My dad helped me get on that. And then where'd I go from there? I worked in state parole for a while.
Yeah.
Supervised all of North Phoenix parole. I worked as a deputy compact administrator for interstate compact for the state of Arizona. So I was a lot of government stuff with parole. And then I got into social work, started doing mental health social work and developing programs for individuals getting out of prison and trying to make it in life. And somehow it led me to pools. I don't even know how that happened.
Like the change in it.
Yeah, somebody told me something and they were making bank. So I'm like, well, money talks.
For
so
sure.
I went and I worked for Leslie Pools for a couple years, just learning how to install equipment on pools. Went to a couple other pool companies, really learned how to work on pools. I became, one of the top repair techs in the valley. And Melissa, my beautiful wife, said, why aren't we doing this for ourselves? So we did. We went into business. Initially, all I did was offer repair services for single pool companies, guys that got maybe 50, 60 pools. They don't know how to repair pools. I jumped on that. So it worked. We got a couple full-time repair techs out of the deal, started getting into remodeling when I got my license, and kind of just went from there.
So similar to Morgan's podcast, me and my brother James talk a lot. So I know a lot of the answers to these questions, but I know you guys don't. And I'm telling you, this dude is we've talked hours about business, and before
I love when we get those talks.
Man, and even before I took the leap to go, to jump to the real estate full time, he was one of the people that was really encouraging me to make
Absolutely.
that leap and believe in myself to do that. But before we talk, because we can really go on and on about your successes.
Yeah.
Let's really dive in on what is 15-year-old James doing? What is 14-year-old James doing? What does home look like? What are some things that you just had to figure out?
Wow, we're going deep, bro.
We're going deep.
Yeah, 14, 15, normal kid, punk, I skateboarded, blah, blah, blah,
in Vegas,
whatever.
Right.
I came here sixth grade, something like that, from Vegas. So I think that's what it was.
Originally from Vegas, though.
Originally from Vegas, yeah. That's what I consider home. Sorry, Phoenix. I'm a Vegas boy. So I went to high school here. I rode some bowls back in the day with my friend Brian Wagner, and he's a mentor of mine. We've talked about, owns a construction company, but rode some bowls. I got a girl pregnant in high school, had a beautiful daughter, went in the military because that's the right thing to do. Let's become a man and take care of my kid. And while I was gone in New Mexico, she was here. She went into a swimming pool. She drowned. So I lost a 2.5-year-old daughter, and that's kind of where life began for me, man. Yeah, we're getting deep. That affected everything in my life.
For sure.
Everything about. She didn't get a chance, So I do.
Right.
So I'm gonna be the best at everything I can do.
Yeah.
Every aspect of the game.
Would you say because I can't imagine losing a child, especially like because you were.
You know, that's a great thing to bring up. Like, I was young, so it didn't impact me like it would now. Like, does it hurt? It hurts now because I didn't get the chance to have anything with her, so I didn't know what she would be. But like what it did with my daughter Morgan, like, whew, it's a different ball game. I'm overprotective.
Absolutely. Your guys' relationship is so dope. Like the 4
Yeah,
kisses, been doing it since
before
she
bed.
was,
Yeah,
like,
it never changed. She's 30 years old. She'll get 4
yeah.
kisses
If you're
on the forehead
ever
before bed. Yeah.
hey, I don't care if your husband's
yeah.
here. This is what
I'm
we
beating
do.
on the door. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, and
I love
it's just like if something happened with her, I mean, and that's, I don't want to sound crappy saying that, but like it would probably be a different impact. But it changed everything about my life. That's for absolute.
What do you think that event happens where your daughter passes? And now what does it look like a week after that event? Like where's your head at? How old are you when this happens?
How old was I? It was man, I was like 20,
Yeah, so
I
you're
think.
still a kid too. You're still
Almost 21 years old, something like that. Yeah.
You're like fresh adult.
Yeah.
So you're
I don't know what I'm doing, you know what I mean?
so now you're where do you go? Like where's your brain at when this is going on?
Well, I mean, she was living here because me and the baby mama, we weren't together anymore. So like my life just went forward, of course. I still had some time left in the military. I got out of the military and I went right to Europe. I had a friend whose wife was killed in a bad car wreck. He got a ton of life insurance, blah, blah, blah. He sent me over there and wanted me to race, and I did, and I sucked.
And that's what brought you to Europe and
Yeah,
and
that's
so
what brought
on.
me to Europe.
So as far as so now we're past it. We're past the military. We're past racing in Europe. Childhood was cool. Riding bulls, just being a punk kid.
Normal kid, yeah.
But now we get to a point in life where it's starting to get real. Bills are here because I know in some point in this journey we wind up at Guitar Center, and now it's like we're trying to figure out how to start maximizing life a little bit, how to like because now we've kind of had some adversity. I mean, not even kind of. We've had a ton of adversity that we've had to overcome, and through this, you found a way not to give up on yourself, found a way not to just like you're finding something to still chase. So now what happens? Like, let's start at Guitar Center. How old are we? What are we doing?
Oh, we're starting a Guitar Center? Yeah. I was in the band While She Waits. We did very well, by the way. We charted on radio, toured with some big bands. We had a good time. Kind of did really well down in Alabama. That was during that time. I was in music. I was working at Guitar Center. Like, can you cuss on podcasts? Yeah, I wasn't making shit, bro. Like, there's like people that make money. There's people that like get by. I was making no money, bro. And I met Melissa, and her brother was in my band, and she worked as a hairdresser, like at some little shop, making no money. And somehow we got together. We went and lived in one of my ex-girlfriend's second bedroom in an apartment. I mean, the bottom, man. Like, that's
for sure.
Like, where do you go from there? But I always knew, like, there's something great for me. I gotta find that. And what it was my wife. Like, she probably led me in that direction.
It's crazy how a strong woman can.
It
do
is,
that.
man.
It'll change the whole
100%.
whole story.
Because a non-strong woman, you know.
Man,
Yeah,
we could talk about that for hours alone.
Yeah.
We could talk about that.
She
alone.
pushes us for greatness,
Right.
man. Like, and that's, we try and progress every chance we can. We never regress. So always try and do better at everything we can. Our business, our life, vacations, whatever it is.
Absolutely. Yeah. By the way, this guy goes to Hawaii like every 2 hours.
Yeah.
I feel like
we go there quite a bit.
like
Yeah.
in Hawaii. And I know there's some cool stuff that's happening.
Yeah,
with
we
that,
got some
but
business opportunities kind of popping up in Hawaii
which
right
is
now that I'm
be
going to try and jump on.
life-changing, like
Yeah.
100%. So okay, so now we meet Melissa at Guitar Center. And now, this is probably around the time where the government jobs kick in because you guys eventually buy a home that's out where we are in Arizona.
That came from pools.
Oh, the house. Oh,
Yeah, so
Oh,
I was
wow, okay.
I was out of social work, kind of, by the time I met her, and I went into pools. I got into social work a little bit with her. That's part of the story, actually. So when we got together in that apartment and we knew like we got to do better things, I got an interview out at it's either Choices or Southwest Network for a small case management position that somebody had open. And I went in and the interviewer said, why should I select you over anybody else? And I said, well, you're all I got. Like I'm at the bottom here. I got the qualifications. I need this more than anybody. And they hired me. From that point on, me and Melissa went up. I didn't make a ton of money, but I made more money. And we made enough money where we got a condo together. Her son is not my biological. You know all about that, me.
I got a bonus kid too. I call him
Yeah,
bonus kid.
yeah. Adopted him like he's a Cole. Yeah, he's
yours,
mine.
straight up.
I mean, his dad was garbage.
And he's
so.
a phenomenal skateboarder too,
Yeah,
by the way.
we'll get into that.
Yeah,
shit
he's a
sometime.
phenomenal skateboarder.
Amazing skateboarder. Amazing kid. But I had to provide for him, and man, every chance we got, we progressed. We said, hey, this condo was great. Then I got into Leslie Pools. I was making more money. So we went and we finally got a small little 3-bedroom house. And then I worked for like B&L Pools, some other bigger companies. I started making more and more money. And then we just got to that point to buy a house. And it wasn't the house of our dreams. It was just the house we could buy. It was at our price range. We qualified for it. Boom. So we bought that house.
I just noticed I had music playing when we started.
I thought it was part of the gig, dude. I was like, this is
forgot
cool.
about it. It was a vibe, right?
I was like just chilling, dude.
Trying to edit that in post is going to be really fun. So
it's going to be awesome. Yeah, we moved into that little house and built a pool there. And, the market went up. You know how it went.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, I saw more stuff back in 2008 too, my real estate stuff I did. But
yeah, we didn't even
touch on that
how you
stuff.
were killing that.
Oh wait, those are some of the darkest parts of my life. Was back in 2008.
Well, let's go there.
Wanna dive back there?
Let's do a U-turn.
Moonwalk.
Yeah,
back
let's
in
do a
08.
U-turn
Yeah.
and talk about because you were kicking ass in 2008, man. Before it got
Dude, so I left parole, and that girlfriend, the ex that we lived in that second room. It's like a Springer show here, but that girl was big into property management here. She managed apartment complex and stuff like that. It was big money. She talked me into pulling my retirement. We started a company, Elite Landlord Consultants, ELC. And what we did is basically got Canadian investors. They purchased homes under our brokerage. We refurbed them. We rented them. So we turned the investment into the rental, the long-term cash flow. You know what I mean? So we created that. And, man, yeah, we were killing it, bro. Killing it. I think I had 14 real estate agents at one time under the brokerage, just killing it.
how let's put a dollar on it. The best month. How much did we bring in that month? Because a lot of people, I think, even I talk about real estate a lot on here, and even outside of the podcast, I'm real estate all the way, and I don't think people really grasp when you master the code, and then it's not just real estate, but obviously pools, a trade in general, how much money you can really make.
What we had set up was a gold mine back then. A place called Go Renter. I don't know if you ever heard of them. They were all over the Arizona Republic. They had the most rentals in the valley, and we were competing with them with the Arizona Republic. You're talking $30,000 a month Arizona Republic bills. That's how big of ads we were running.
Jeez.
12th floor down at Central and Indian School office. We were, I was I thought I was balling.
You said
know
30
what I mean?
grand just in marketing.
Yeah.
That should give you an idea of how much money he was making if you're spending 30 grand
100%.
in marketing alone.
And you know what killed me other than the market, of course, in 2008? Was getting involved with the wrong people, my friend.
Man.
I got involved with some bad people that I thought were going to help me in business, and that was the beginning of the end. And then, of course, the market turned and it fell out. I lost everything.
Try not to rock too much for that, Mike.
Am I doing
Yeah,
that?
you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
I lost everything, bro.
Yeah.
Everything.
And now we're starting back from the bottom, and so as you can see in James's story, it's a lot of jumping off the cliff, falling, breaking your legs, but then figuring a way to get back out, because now
and come out better ahead
than
you were before.
Now, holy cow! You're so for all you guys that don't know, me and Morgan are very much city folk, And the first time I've been on a boat in the middle of a lake
Yeah.
was with him. He literally, I'm sitting here. I think I was like editing one day, and he shoots me a text like, "Come outside." I'm like, "Okay." So I come outside, and I lie to you not, it was a huge yellow boat, like 14, 15,
The banana boat.
like 16 people could fit on that thing.
Yeah, huge boat.
Like had a bathroom, like the whole shebang, like literally like this. So I know we all have these people in our life that are like, man, this guy's like just full of fun and like James is that for me and my family. Like literally he's had, I mean, we've been in the camper. You had a crazy.
We got the razor. We did the boat.
Yeah, we were on a razor. He took me and the kids. So for you guys that know about Zion playing basketball, for you guys that saw my Instagram story, no, don't worry about it, brother. For you guys that saw my Instagram story, we were actually out with James and his family, and he had this go-kart, and we had a huge tournament on that Saturday. And, you know, before practice, you know, or after practice, I want to say it was that Thursday or something like that, coach was like, you know, don't do nothing crazy to get hurt. And Zion's like, okay, let me ride this go-kart. And sure enough, whose go-kart? It's his daughter's his young daughter's go-kart. Zion flips this thing. And
he was hauling balls, bro.
And flips it and gets it. Like, I like sprint out because I just saw his freaking head go first. I'm like, oh, he broke his neck. It's over. I don't have.
He was getting it though.
He was killing it. But yeah, like
yeah, he was getting it.
James has all the toys, man. And the cool thing about, you know, it sounds cool that he has all these toys, but the coolest thing about it is you use these toys as assets, and you're able to buy these things almost as like money holders until you don't, you know, you buy them, you have fun with them, and then when it's time to get the money out of them, you sell them for more than what you bought them for.
Yeah, you try and buy low and sell high. I mean, that's in anything you do, just like real estate. So we know boats here are a hot commodity. So if I want to enjoy a boat in the summertime, I'm going to buy that boat in the wintertime when people are dumping them cheap, use it through 3/4 of the summer, and then I'm going to dump that thing at the high. So I'm always going to make a couple grand on every sale. I mean, that's just, yeah, you just flip stuff and always try and be a business mind. I'm always thinking of the next way to do something. Always. And you're the same way. Like, that's why we connect so well.
Absolutely.
I ain't trying, like, I'm trying, gosh dang, man.
See, popular, dog.
Like, I'm trying to be rich. I hear that all the time, like, oh, I just want to do well. No, screw that, dude. Like, I want to be rich. And I think that's okay. But I'm working for it. You know what I mean? Yeah, nobody can say I didn't work for it. You know,
for sure.
There ain't no days off. We were working this morning.
Right, it was like, how many hours have you spent?
Yeah. Yeah, I got zero sympathy for anything along those lines. Where it used to affect me. Now I'm like, man, whatever. Come live in my shoes. Yeah, you go to Hawaii, it's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome half the time.
How lucky are you?
Yeah,
you're so lucky.
So lucky. Or must be nice. Yeah, it is.
Must be nice.
Yeah, man, we get our butt kicked.
So now with the pool professional, so we fast forward. So we sell the home. So actually, I'll let you tell that. The house that you and Melissa bought from doing the pools, you guys wound up selling it, and then from there is when the birth of your company started.
So we sold the house after 2 years, so we didn't get hit with capital gains. I mean, you got to be careful of that stuff too.
Make sure you vote appropriately.
Yeah.
So the capital gains
is
not affected.
Yeah. Like, you got to live it at a certain amount of years, but it just happened at that time that the height hit. And we sat there as a family at the table. We include our kids in everything we do. And we said, hey, like, yeah, it's cool, we own a home, but, like, all we own is the equity. So what good is this home to us if the equity goes down? I said, if we were in Vegas right now and I'm sitting at a craps table and I got $240,000 sitting there that's mine, at what point do you walk away? So we decided to walk away. And I took that money and we started the pool professionals and socked some money away, and we bought some assets, and we just kicked off from there.
Because right now you guys are servicing 90?
No, we got 7 pools last week. We're almost 100 pools servicing.
Sheesh.
Which is new. We've never dabbled in that. We had a very unfortunate that a friend of ours that had a route, he died, but when he contacted us was dying of cancer, asked if we could take the route, so we did. so his customers are taken care of.
Absolutely.
So we took that on. It's been a challenge, but like we're rocking it now. Big O owner down here just picked up his 2 pools. Like, yeah, we're rocking on that side. Then we got the remodel side that's picking back up pretty good. I think we signed 7 contracts last week, and we're good cost, So yeah,
Mad. Can I just have $1? I just
yeah,
want $1.
you just try and kill it, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. So let's really dive into how crazy your life is about to become, bringing in the beautiful islands of Hawaii.
Man, I don't know how this is going to transpire. We talked about this. Was it last night or night before? I can't remember.
It was like.
Was it last night? 2 nights
It
ago.
might have been like 48 hours ago.
It was, wasn't it? It wasn't that long ago. But yeah, there's some opportunities in Hawaii that they need some repair techs in Maui. Now I'm hearing they need them in Kauai worse. I'm an expert repair tech, so I know expert repair techs. I know people that can help over there. So I've got a meeting with like the top 3 pool companies on Maui, plus a Hayward rep that needs a warranty station. While we're going on vacation, I'm going over there to meet. So I got to fly over to Maui and see if that's a deal. If it is, like, might start sending people immediately over
And
there.
it's your story with Hawaii is super cool because it's not just like you're we like Hawaii, so we go. Like, you're connected to the people. Like, you knew all about the Lahaina situation. You were talking to the locals post the.
We go a lot. Like, that was
tragedy.
our second home. It literally was. Everybody else. I mean, I'll tell you this. So a guy asked me, and he does very well. He has a big pool company. He said, "James, how do you go to Hawaii so much, man?" And I said, "Well, I mean, I got a boat, but I don't have a $100,000 boat. I got a nice truck, but I don't have a $90,000 truck. Everybody chooses to spend their money differently. Well, I buy used trucks, I buy used cheaper boats, and I spend my money to take my family to Hawaii. That's our favorite place. And never did it seem reasonable to go move over there. So, but now things are starting to maybe look reasonable, like maybe we're going to move over there really shortly. This Maui thing that just took place, that maybe sooner, who knows?
Yeah. I think it's super cool because of how many trips you've taken out there. Like you said, you were there, similar to what I was saying, like post, like you were there when Lahaina.
5 days before that fire.
When Lahaina was actually Lahaina, when it was the tourist spot. You knew the locals. I know you got a connection.
The
with
locals have really, Jay, come connected from Hayden and the skateboarding. Before that, we were pretty much strictly tourists out there. We tried to talk to locals and stuff like that. Don't take me wrong, but the skating really got us involved out there. What happened was we traveled from Kauai over to Maui to skate, and we met the Upcountry skateboard shop owner, who was awesome, and started to become friends with some people up there. And then when we were down in Kihei, this guy walks up. He's got, like, you've seen the Hawaiian tattoos down the face. His was burned in, bro. It was red, burned in his face. Like, I'm like, this homie is Hawaiian.
Yeah, for sure. Real life.
Like, real life.
Yeah.
Like, come to find out, he was in Vietnam, and he was part of it was some sort of Hawaiian warrior thing in Vietnam. Like, this dude is legit.
Real deal.
Real deal. And he's there at the skate park, living out of his Ford Explorer with his kid. Lost his family in the fire, lost his friends in the fire, lost his home in the fire. He saw my shirt. It said Maui Strong or something like that on it. And he's like, just starts talking to me. And we start rapping. He's bawling. He's crying. He's telling me the whole story out there in Lahaina. And it's like, we connected because that's our second home. Not like he is, but we connected with him quite a bit. And I talk to him almost every day now. And he's setting up some guys. We're going over there to skate again on the 14th. And a bunch of the elephant guys from choir going over, and a bunch of the kids that lost everything in the fire going over. We're taking skateboards to hand out, blah, blah, blah,
And
blah, blah.
Elephant is the sponsor.
Sponsor of Hayden, yeah. And
from
they're
your
out
son.
of Kauai. So now we're taking Kauai skaters over to Maui to help support those kids. We're taking free skateboards. Like, this is a great thing. And we've just gotten, like, embedded in the community there purely by the love of skateboarding. That's it.
And it's crazy that, now we can go down a rabbit hole, so I'll try to not go.
We'll go
Too
anywhere you
deep.
want to go, homie. I'll go wherever you want to go.
But just that, everything that happened in Lahaina, the fires and the people that are like,
They
man,
ain't telling nobody what's going on.
It's like it wasn't, and even I mean, I've even seen podcasts where they're like, where was all the money given to Hawaii when like it's like we never stay home with the profits. Like we never, like your kitchen caught on fire, but your neighbor's house is on fire, so we're just gonna go help your neighbor. When
you bring up that land grab, people, they get real touchy with it, but you got to think, you got an island. Hawaii is the most desolate place on the planet. It's the furthest from any other landmass. So you lose 60% of the income of an island. You lose 10,000 homes. Like that all goes away overnight. Those people have to go somewhere. I don't know. I've heard numbers that 60, 70% of those people left the island. Okay. So they left the island and now their land's there and they just cleared all the land. Well, can they afford to come build? I know insurance is paying some money, but what happens when somebody says, "I'll give you 2.5 for that piece of land"?
I mean, and you haven't
You're taking it.
You haven't seen that money before. It's like I'm good.
Yeah, and you've already been through so much despair, so much tragedy. Now you're finally. A lot of people go to Vegas. That's like the 7th island of Hawaii. It's awesome. A ton of Hawaiians in Vegas, and like a lot of them went to Vegas, I believe. And it's like, man, that's crappy because now some asshole's gonna pay the money and grab that land, and I don't support that at all.
Opposed to keeping it the nostalgic.
Yeah, just keep it, leave it alone, man. Like just leave it alone.
Right, greed is a nasty thing, and I just thought it was so crazy. Like, when that whole situation happened, looking at like the videos of where the smoke is blowing, of the people in the water, like it's like seeing. I mean, for all of you that know Hawaii, like the water is blue. It's like you can look at the bottom, you see your toes, and it's like the water's black. It's like gray, and there's ash everywhere, and people. It's just, it was really hard to watch, man. For even the stories of the locals that were saying like their transformers are blowing up, man. Like this wasn't even.
Yeah, that Mark from Lahaina was like, he pulled out a laser, like his little laser pointer for his cats and dogs, and he was like, boom. It's hard to understand him because he speaks like straight, like that. I don't know what they call it over there. Pidgin. I think it's called Pidgin. It's a language
they're
they
like
speak.
the native language over there.
Yeah, and it's brother this, and it's you can understand some of it. It's really cool. Yeah. And he's just like, boom, transformer, boom, boom, and I'm like, wow, like, what are you telling me here, bro? And people couldn't get out, and like some really bad things happened that day. Yeah. And I think that land is gonna be sold off.
It's cool that you're plugged in. I know Hayden is like, I mean, we even for you. So Hayden is his oldest, and Hayden is the kid is great. I mean, he's a really good skateboarder. Like he's a good kid to my kids. He's really talented. And we went to the skate park with him one time, and for those of you that know me, I talk shit. I'm definitely like Hayden, you better do it like this, or let me see a 3, like some crazy insane move or whatever. And as Hayden starts to warm up, even before he starts to warm up, a kid walks up to him and he's like, "Oh, you're the Hawaiian kid." Like, you're the Hawaiian,
you're the Hawaiian kid.
I'm like, okay, he's famous already. Like, okay, Hayden, like, good stuff. But that, I think it's so super cool that, like, that is bridging that gap of like, even though Kauai and Maui aren't close, but it's like
trying to bridge them together.
Bringing them together.
Yep.
And here you are all the way in Arizona, obviously soon to be over there, but like, now you're just kind of connecting all the pieces.
Yeah, and I've been talking to them every day. Sean over at Elephant, just setting this thing up.
Yeah, man. That's
like setting it up big time. Like, what cameras do you have? Working on the drones. The camera I got last night. Like, we want to really get
it going.
Get some good content and footage of this stuff, and skate away, man.
So I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Morgan. Obviously, with Zion, he's extremely gifted on the court, really good basketball player. But how does it feel? Your son's in an extreme sport. Being the parent of a kid that's that talented, that literally, I mean, you would have to be blind not to see he has potential to be a pro within the next year and a half, probably even sooner.
He keeps going, yeah.
How do you kind of navigate that as his father, one being the one that pushes him to make sure his mind, before anything, his mind is where it needs to be, dealing with, backlashes. The higher you climb up that ladder, the more people aren't going to necessarily like it. Like, how are you navigating that? How are you navigating him? And how are you navigating yourself to not flash and go to prison for?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how we're navigating. That's a great question. So, yeah, the more we do this, the more hate he gets. Like, it's really weird to watch how much like hate he gets from these other kids at the skate park because he's not at the skate park chilling with the homies and going doing what they do. He trains and that's all he does. I pay a ton of money for good coaching. I pay a ton of money to get him to places to go. Like, that's my obligation as a father, in my opinion. Okay, so he gets a lot of hate. It's a lonely road to the top. I'm seeing that firsthand. But the people that do support him and love him are like his teammates over in Kauai, and you see a totally different vibe with them, because they're just about him being on the team. They're just skating. The kids here, it's pure jealousy. We know that. But, man, like, why hate on a kid for it? That's where I start getting to rage a little bit is, they got mad because his followers went real quick on Instagram. And, oh, he's buying followers. Yeah, I did that social path thing. I did it. So what? Like, that's what it's for.
Everybody is buying followers.
That's what it's for. It's literally you put in your interest in things, and it's supposed to connect you with people. I mean, I don't know if it worked. It got a bunch of followers, but they don't really engage. So we stopped it. So he literally got hate for that. And it's like, he still beat you. Like, he still beat you on the skateboard. You can't buy that. And
yeah,
you can't buy that.
I always think that's, and so social media has become this new resume, and it's you have people that were obviously in front and they kind of saw what was coming. So a lot of the followers maybe when the algorithm was more organic, but it's like now it's 100%. It's 100% payola. It's 100% like you
100%.
You have to figure out a way to buy attention. You have to get, and whatever you're speaking now. There's those rare occasions where you just have, like me and my buddies were talking about the Hawk Tour girl. Have you seen that?
Absolutely.
Like,
and
she just freaking.
I 100% believe at some point somewhere something was paid for. Like, nobody gets anywhere without getting paid for. Like, it don't happen. That's a reality of life. And then anybody who denies that is foolish and probably doesn't have a ton of money. It takes money to get money. I've heard that a million times my whole life.
It feels like the more money you make, the more real
the more
that
you
statement
need.
is, right?
Yeah, the more legit you get in business, the more it costs, the more insurance it costs. Everything costs more money. But yeah, like, everything costs money. Everything.
Do you see like how it affects him when he's like, in his mind, he's just trying to be the best he can be in his I mean, he's a teenager. Like,
yeah, it affects him. He cried the other night because he doesn't have a lot of friends. And I mean, we'll get that out on the air now. When we sat down with him about skateboarding, we've had this discussion numerous times. We said we support him whatever way he goes. He wants to be a hobby skateboardist and go skate at the skate park. By all means, I support that 100%. I won't love him any less. Probably save me $1 million. Man. However, I said, if you want to push to be a pro, then this isn't fun anymore.
I literally said that a podcast ago.
Did you? Yeah. It's 100% correct.
Zion, do you want to play basketball or do you want to be elite? You want to be elite? It's no longer fun. It's work.
It's work. And you're never going to get there without a ton of work. I mean, people think, oh, they're just a talented skateboard. No. When talent, what's that? What Bart was telling? When talent meets.
Oh yeah, hard work beats talent. When talent
hard
doesn't
work
work
meets
hard.
talent. Yeah, and that's a true story because I know a ton of skaters that have unbelievable talent, but they don't have the backing to get to those levels.
It's the same thing in the basketball world. Like you'll see kids that are just freaks, man. They're freaks, but they're relying on their athleticism to get them to where they have to go. And then you see kids where, there's actually a story back home that Reggie Jackson that plays for the Nuggets. I know I've told you about that before. Like, he wasn't necessarily the guy. He wasn't the go-to guy. And then it's next thing you know, he's the one out of everybody that made it to the league. So it's something to be said about, and it's the consistency of working hard. And it's not just, like I tell Zion, like, we can practice, and if you half-ass practice, then you're going to half-ass play.
Yeah,
but if
100%.
you practice with everything, like, this is the game, if we're trying to get a perfect practice and you consistently seek perfection in practice,
100%.
Then
that's when true growth happens.
That's where it happens.
Yeah, 100%.
That's like, it's yeah. So with Hayden now being sponsored with Elephant, I know he's on this path. So I mean, the kid may be a freaking
Well,
superstar in the
that's a
skateboard community.
good thing you brought up. I don't believe that the best always is the one that becomes the most famous. Like, who's the judge of best? You know what I mean? It's just taking those right avenues and right approaches and finding the right people to get you to where you want to go. You know that more than anybody. And it's finding those people. I use it in music a ton. I mean, you find the right people to get you in the right places, and sometimes it takes money to do that, sadly. It's my son. I'm going to pay for it. If that's what he wants to do, whatever it takes.
We literally, I don't know, who was I just having this conversation with? I was at the gym. With my buddy Justin, and we were talking about nepotism because they were talking about LeBron James' son and how LeBron James, he wouldn't be in the NBA without LeBron. Well, it's like, well, yeah. Or even Deion Sanders, he moved to Colorado and brought his boys with him. And I'm like, yeah, like, what do you mean? Like,
yeah.
well, how is this an argument? Like,
right.
If you're in any position, like if I strike gold tomorrow and I'm up $1 billion or whatever the case, the first people I'm going to take care of are like, well, I don't understand how this is even a thought process.
Like, why are you mad at him? That's that story we had about first class. I love flying in first class. Okay. And one of the last times I really flew coach, we're walking down the aisle, and every other time before that, what'd I say? I'd be like, these bastards in first class, these bougie people, you'd be pissed off at them, like staring at them in them big comfy seats, and I'd walk back to my praying mantis seat and sit there.
Knees hurt by the end of the
Yeah,
flight.
knees hurting. And the last time I did that, I said, what the hell am I mad at them for? Like, I could be there. It's my fault I'm not sitting in that seat, not theirs. What the hell am I mad at them for?
Good, man.
So, yeah, that's how I try and live the life. Like, I go get it. Hayden wants to be a good skater. He's going to go get it. No, I can't make him skate. I can pay for all the opportunity, but the boy still got to land the tricks.
I mean, I watched him do a 10 stair, and I don't know how you could possibly pay for that because you got to have some stones.
I can't. Yeah, I can pay for the best coaches, and I do. And I can pay for the best trips and get him the best skate parks and do everything I can the best for him on the business side of skateboarding because, folks, sports is a business too. All you kids at the skate park that hate on Hayden, you ain't got no business sense.
Straight up.
It's a business, okay?
Just like basketball.
100%.
And football and golf and tennis. And
any pro sport, there's business involved. And I'll keep paying for it, but he's got to land them tricks, and I'll tell you what, he does.
That 10 stair, like, I don't know if you guys know what a 10 stair is, but it's literally 10 stairs, and they're not like rail stairs, and it's a rail. This kid jumps on a skate. Now, I can barely stand on a skateboard. He jumps off the freaking, like, jumps off the stairs willingly, by the way. He willingly does this, and then grinds on the rail.
Middle of the board, slides down that rail.
It's the craziest thing I've ever.
10 stairs, then he's got to come off of it.
He is a teenager, and he only had a helmet on. I don't even think did he even have a helmet on?
Yeah,
okay.
He always wears a helmet.
Okay, yeah,
That's kind of his thing.
Okay, yeah, I was like,
we won't say the names of it because we've had this talk, but like, in October, he's skating with some pretty big names.
Yes, yeah.
And we'll release that when we get closer, but he's going to start a YouTube segment on his journey to the Hollywood 16 stair. Okay, so that's an iconic stair set. You rail slide a 16 stair, you ain't got nothing to prove to anybody anymore. He wants to hit that stair set. I believe he could do it now. So we're going to work up to that and do a YouTube segment on it, kind of him doing 6 stairs and 8 stairs and 10 stairs. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to jump on a plane and fly straight down to Hollywood and go hit the 12 stair. And then we're ready. You know what I mean? Like, coach it up, and
you know what that reminds me of, and I just thought about it as you were saying it. That would be equivalent to Zion going to Rucker Park in New York and playing basketball in that park. How iconic that park is. Like, that's almost the same. Like Kevin Durant played at the Rucker, and I want to say he dropped like 60 or 70. This is a crazy number. He's just killing them, and it's like, what is he? That's it. Like,
that's the landmark,
right?
Exactly.
Like, even though Kevin Durant's one of the best scorers in the NBA, but it's like doing that was like, oh yeah, like he's done it. Like, so it just blows my mind at how talented these kids are nowadays. Like, I'm thinking about it as you're talking, watching when we watched Hayden do that 10, and I'm like, I didn't want to walk down those stairs, let alone
man. And you're right, because as a parent, when I'm watching it every day, it doesn't look hard to me anymore because I see it all the time. I see him skating all the time, and what an ignorant way of thinking, because I see him now do it, and I'm like, you watch other kids and you watch other adults and who's hitting these rails, who's not hitting these rails. And there ain't a lot of people hitting 10 stairs, okay? And I've seen people jack themselves up on 6 stairs. Bad. Like, and I'm like, my son's 13 years old. He slid down that 10 stair numerous times. Numerous.
And he's not. The thing that blows my mind is how he just like he'll skate up to it and then he'll stop, kind of analyze it. Okay, I got it. And then
he hits it. And he rides that rail all the way down.
Like it's like it's that one initial all right, let me see. I feel like because it's almost intentional, right? Where he's doing that to just kind of get the momentum.
He wants to get that speed, feel the speed.
Where's my sweet spot at?
Yep.
And then I was blown away. Even when he fell, he's just like, back up. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did it wrong. I see what I did wrong. Let me do it again.
The first thing they do is learn how to fall right.
I'm like, this kid is crazy.
He's something happened in San Diego. We went out and he went to the Hollywood 12. He almost landed it. We got ran out of there by security, but he fell forward. But he landed the trick and fell off. He wasn't hurt from that. Then we went and we tried to practice for the California games, and he rolled his ankle a little bit. There was nothing crazy. He was fine. He was skating on it 2 minutes later. Somehow he lost it all. We didn't even skate. He didn't even skate the competition. We came home. Like, in 2 weeks, he was scared to ollie. He was scared to skateboard down the street. Weirdest crap happens with these skateboarders. And it took him about almost 3 weeks to get back.
It's the same thing with basketball, brother.
Same thing happens?
They'll get in these slumps where it's like, who are you? Like, yeah, who are you? And I told people when me and Morgan did our podcast, like, I will fry my son up. Like, the parents know it, the coach knows it, like, because and I know you and I are
deadlocked on this, 100%.
It's one of the things where the worst thing you can do is tell me you have a dream, because I'm going to believe you. And now I'm going to hold you accountable to it. And lucky for you, I know what it takes to get there, because I said this on my last podcast. You can teach anything. It's the mental is where it all starts. Like you came from, you're living in your ex-girlfriend's house with, your girlfriend, future wife. You're trying to figure out, like, something clicked mentally for you to now you scaled a pool business to multi-millions of dollars. You're getting offers in Hawaii. Your life is cooking on all cylinders right now. But it started in your head before it started with the skill set. Because when you were 15, you had no idea how to do anything with a pool besides throw a cannonball. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I can jump in a pool. I don't know how to fix it.
I didn't even care about it.
I didn't even care. Right. So those were the skills were acquired through the years and, through everything that you went through. But the main focus was the mind. And I think that's what you and I understand the most is, like, once you callous the mind, and not callous it in a way that's like, because we don't verbally abuse our children.
No, of course not.
We will very much remind you of what you said you wanted, and then remind you of what the path looks like. Because if this is your goal, that's fine. You can accomplish this goal. But let me tell you the list of what it looks 100%. Like. And then let me tell you the list of what the pros look like. And then let me tell you the list of all the millions of other kids that are trying to get here. And it just gets
to here.
It just gets, you know what I'm saying? Like,
success has no room for weakness
at all.
It just has no room for it.
I agree.
Any weakness, you're just kissing success away.
Absolutely.
Am I mean to my kid? No, I'm hard.
As you should be.
Just as you are.
Yep.
Same as, it's, if you want to be a pro, you're going to skate. And when you're not skating good, I'm going to be pissed. Like, I'm putting the money into this. I got to buy shoes every 2 weeks. I got boards and wheels. It's not cheap. It's an investment. And it's an investment into my son's future and into his dreams. So, like, I'll ride your ass all the way to the finish line if I have to.
Absolutely.
So
there's a professional football player. I forgot his name, and you guys are gonna know. We were just talking about this at my cousin's house, but his dad said that, like, if you tell, like, when his son told him, and mind you, his son's now in the NFL as a wide receiver in the NFL. He told me that that was the dream. So I never faulted him for being a kid when he didn't want to work out. He wanted to play video games. It was just, okay, that's cute. Get outside. Like, Let's go work out. Like,
100%.
Because you're going to want to be a kid. You're going to want to do what kids do because you're 12 or you're 13 or you're 11. Like, that's what you want to do. But now that you've shown that this could actually be a reality, and you told me this is what you wanted to do, it wouldn't be any different if Zion told me he wanted to be a neurosurgeon. If Zion said I wanted to be a heart surgeon. Okay, well, here's another book on the heart.
Here's your SATs. Let's start working toward.
Like,
yeah,
what does the
100%.
grades look like now? Because if we're gonna have to go to Stanford, we're gonna have to go to Yale or whatever. Like, the method doesn't change because it's like, no, like the method is, this is what you want. This is how hard it's going to be.
We're working for it.
And
absolutely.
The easier you get bought in, the easier it's gonna be, because Hayden's gonna be 18. Like, man, thank you, Dad. Thank you.
I hope so. Like, yeah, I hope so. These kids out here are weird today, bro. Like, weird.
It's parents, though.
It is.
It's parents.
You're right. They're raising weakness. Like,
I think parents are a lot more caught up in wanting to be friends with their kids, opposed to being parents with their kids. Like there's gonna be a time once you raise your little human, where your little human can finally walk on its own 2 feet, and then maybe, depending on how they are, you could be friends. My mom always used to tell me when I was younger, like, we could be friends when you're an adult. We could be friends when you're an adult. Right now,
absolutely.
I'm your mom.
100%.
I dictate this all. Like, you're not, if I said you can't go outside, I don't care if you're 16. You're not going outside. Like, it is what it is. You can be as mad as you want to be, but you're going to be as mad as you want to be in your room. Like,
parenting the child.
That's it. And it's this loss, because then you see like this gentle parenting thing where it's like, we don't hit.
Yeah.
We don't.
Yeah, no.
Not in this house.
Not in our house. Nope.
I know it.
It pays to be a winner. Like, we talked about it the other night. I make my kid watch Class 234 Navy SEALs, like, from day one to the end. And, like, those guys are the most elite. That's who protects us. That's the guys, like, I kind of trust their theory. You know what I mean? And he watched it, and he's like, he got it. He's like, yeah, it pays to win, doesn't it? I go, yeah, it does, son. Yeah.
So let's talk about where you're gonna end up. I won't keep you all night, but
no, you're good.
I mean, Hayden's elite. I know Pooh's in cheerleading. She's still so young, and she still has so much time to grow. She's so cute.
Who knows what she's going to want to do.
I said the same thing about Trinity.
Yeah.
She's just right. Right now, this is the best time of their life.
This is what they want to do?
Yeah,
go do
whatever
it.
it is. And I'll just show up and scream. That's my job.
Exactly, yeah.
But I want to kind of talk about where we are now with your life, because now you're in a super cool part of your journey where you have a lot of logs in the fire right now. Yeah. Your poor professionals, obviously, like you said, unfortunately, your good friend passed away, so rest in paradise to him. However, you're doing them a really solid service with taking over those pools and servicing them and making sure that they're good to go. And I know that you're the best in the valley. I mean, everybody's vouched for you, so you already know that.
Yeah, I mean, we try and do everything right, do it the right way. It's I'm ethical. And
so where do you see, like, let's be optimistic, right? When you get to Maui at this business meeting, let's say it just clicks, man. You're just like, everything makes sense. The numbers make sense. You're in a transition period right now. So what does it all look like? Like, what happens when it clicks? Everything's in transition. Like,
it may have to split. Like, my time might have to split quite a bit. I may have to go 1 week a month over to Maui and get into repair over there and start doing repair, so they know that I'm a badass in repair, and like get this stuff fixed and build that rapport with them. Once I do that, I have some repair techs that already said they would go over. So I think it would be part-time, sending people over, work for a week. I've already got a place there to put people up. I've already got a place to park a truck. I just buy a truck and maybe just put some people to work while I'm trying to do the transition we've been talking about, which I want to open an ice cream shop in Kauai, as weird as that sounds.
It's not just any ice cream shop.
Yeah, it's a...
This is a special ice cream shop.
It is. It's, should I tell the concept? Yeah.
Bring it out, because who knows what this video does.
So, yeah, we're going to do an ice cream taco shop. So you make the waffle tacos right there in the shop, and put your 3 scoops of ice cream that they choose out of 12, put some toppings on from the island. That's kind of what I want to run there. Just a simple, easy ice cream taco shop. Like, if I'm freaking out, oh my God, Melissa's like, what's going on, James? oh, I'm so stressed. She's like, why? I'm like, we're out of strawberry ice cream. If that's my stress
Right,
level,
for sure.
that's where I want to live.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
this whole transition to Hawaii is I want a healthier lifestyle. I can't do that here. I can't do it under the pressures at work. It's just not going to happen. So over there, if I could slow down, but then now we got this Maui thing popping up, right? Now what do I do with that? That's the question of the day.
Now
How do I facilitate that?
I'm like,
I don't know the answer to that.
Maximize.
100%. Yeah, I don't know what the answer to that is. I imagine I would just start kind of what I did here, repair, and just be a repair business.
Well, I think also if you take your time with it, because you know what it's like to just pedal to the floor and scale and make it. But I think that if you, especially with the need out there and the like that's like basic economics, like the demand is not
When it
met.
needs, you go.
Like,
Yeah.
so you can kind of make it worth your while as far as compensation's concerned. Like you can to enough where you don't have to stress and you can be.
I could go out there for 2 days and do 4 or 5 repairs a day and live off that for the month. I could make bank out there. So, but I see bigger opportunity in that. I've heard some rumors that the remodel over there could be better, and it's like I got a meeting with the 3 top pool companies over there plus a Hayward rep. It's pretty solid for an outsider to come in and do that.
Why Hawaii? Like let's just say why Hawaii. Like why has Hawaii been? Because right now I feel like you're just from Hawaii. Like in my eyes,
I wish I was.
Yeah,
born
in my
there.
eyes, you're Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Because you're like.
I'm still a Howley. I'll always be a Howley. But yeah.
But like, why? What is it about Hawaii? Like outside of the money part and the it being just like what it's being beautiful.
Yeah, outside of like what tourists see and the beautifulness of Hawaii. Of course, that's what it's beautiful. But there's more than that. There's a lifestyle there that's healthy. Like people eat natural things from the island. You're eating fresher fish. There's just people are kayaking and they're boogie boarding and they're fishing, and there's a whole different life out there. Besides sitting here in Phoenix, burning up all summer long. I can't go outside and do anything.
I'm pissed off every summer.
Yeah,
I want to move every summer.
And it's my fault. Of course, I could do things, but I'm not motivated. I'm at work all day long, all night long. I don't want to do it. So Hawaii.
Do you think you find like a peace in Hawaii that you don't find anywhere else? Because you've been a lot of places.
Yeah, no place like that. Soon as I get off the plane there, I feel it. Even if we have a ton of work going on. I mean, we work half our vacations. We're on the phone all day long. We're Disneyland with the kids.
Life of an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I'm on the phone walking through the ticket thing because somebody's pool blew up. That we did this. It never ends. So I forgot where I went off on.
Well, I'm just saying, like, why Hawaii? Like, why? What does it give you? Do you think it's almost like a spiritual thing? Like when you're.
I'm gonna give you the best answer.
Oh, here we go.
Why not Hawaii? Like, why not Hawaii, bro?
Are you gonna argue it?
Yeah, like
You need to move to New York City.
I work my butt off so we can 5-6 times a year roll over to Hawaii for 4 or 5 days. Like, why don't we just go there? I can come here twice a year, way cheaper. Yeah, perma vacation. I think that's where the secret to life.
A permanent.
Go where makes you happy. I mean, of course, we're gonna wind up selling our business and things like that, but we worked for that, man. Like,
I watch it.
Yeah, we work
you're
our butts
probably
off
one of
for
the
it.
hardest working people that I know.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That is consistent. Like even I see a lot of the times people work hard and then they get burnt out and then their work suffers. But you're even kill no matter how you feel.
Time.
Like no matter how inside you could be as low as they come, but the production is still
Gotta go to work.
It's really impressive to watch.
It's about my kids, everything. My whole life is about my kids and my wife, of course. But like,
And
she's the same with me.
Melissa, he loves you. Okay.
Of course, I love Melissa. Yeah. Like nothing else. That woman is best thing that ever happened to me.
How is it to working with her? Like, because I know she's like, I
feel bad for her. Like, she's one of the best hair people in the valley. She really is. This girl went to school for everything with hair, every type of certificates for colors and everything. She's amazing at it. And she had to leave that to work for the company because we're just that busy. feel bad about that. So that's another part of Kauai is the ice cream shop. She kind of wants to go do hair a little bit too. And we have a friend over there that owns a salon. So it's like,
Oh, that's super cool. So she can still be able to
kind of do
so
her
it's,
passion.
it's really gonna be like a word.
Total change.
Yeah, we're gonna get what we need from selling the business. We're gonna make sure, obviously, financially, you're gonna be you're gonna be fine, but it's gonna give you room to allow her to do what she wants
Do
to
what
do.
she wants
like,
to do. Yeah, like slow down life, my friend. Like,
That's important.
yeah, it's about my kids, and I want to be here as long as I can for them. I'm 50 years old. My daughter's 9. You know, like I had her late, so I want to be around a bit for her. So,
That's dope.
yeah.
Well, James, I love you, brother.
Always, I love you,
And
brother.
this is-
Like always,
Yeah,
man.
bro. This is.
This dude's solid as they come, bro.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I just like I said before, guys. Like this podcast. I'm gonna have people that I'm telling you, like they're monsters. Like they're like if I mean, I wish we had 5 hours to really dive in. And
yeah.
talk about
We
it.
could
Like,
we go all night.
yeah,
when do
we
this,
really
yeah.
could. But this dude is the epitome of when I say don't fold. Like he is one of the people that comes to my mind because, I mean, imagine like losing a daughter and now you're having to restart and so many different things that he's been through that he's overcome it. And it's a testament to the mind. It's a testament to when you just believe in something and you stand in it and you know that you produce, a multi-million-dollar pool business. I mean, how many people do you know own a company that does pool repair that makes that much money? Like you don't see it. So, James, I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you, and man, I had something on the tip of my tongue I wanted to say. I lost it. It's all good. It'll come back some other time.
So, all right, y'all, appreciate it. Always like, share, subscribe. If you get any value from this, I'll post all James' socials unless you want to be private. Then I won't post his social, and he's going to be an anonymous man. But, yeah, love you guys. Be good. Remember, don't fold.